Giga has gone on record talking about behind the scenes of the atrocities of Vshojo, and we're hearing a first-hand witness experience with everything that's going on with Iron Mouse and the behind the scenes of Vshojo.
Couple weeks. Don't post anything that she said in the chat. I'm gonna say it. Because I want to make sure details are right. Okay. All right.
This is great.
So I'll just echo it.
By the way, guys, there will still be more to come. Let's keep going.
So there are a lot of things that have gone on in the background. I'm going to turn alerts off, by the way, real quick, just before I forget. There we go.
I haven't seen this anime. What's it called? Time and Sage.
That I have been completely unable to talk about. Completely unable to say. I've wanted to. But that's been, like, legally just not a thing I should do. So finally, someone who is able to say those things has said them, and it's good. There is a lot more.
So if you'll notice a common trend with all these VTubers is that everything is legally, I'm not allowed to say this, legally, I'm not allowed to say that. This is because VTuber was mainly popularized in Japan. It was popularized in Japan. Very reminiscent of the idol culture, where everything is very hush-hush, lots of secrets, lots of legalities. When I tell you that joining a VTuber org is corporate, it's not the same as like an OTK or an AMP or a FaZe or a C9. Like, this is essentially, you are now corporate. From a level 1 crook to now you're a part of the fucking mafia. This is how the mafia works. Lots of working parts, lots of lawyers, lots of attorneys, lots of NDAs, lots of legalities. That is why it is so hard to get the truth out of these corporations, because speaking against these VTuber orgs is almost always, at least they're going to threaten you with a lawsuit. This is the reason why I'm so outspoken about it, is because I know as long as I don't lie, I cannot be fucked. So I never worry about any of this shit.
Absolutely. There's a lot to be said, but that is what can be said at this moment in time, especially because it's stuff that pertains to Mouse in particular, you know.
Most VTubers are demons, I swear to God. No. VTuber orgs are all bad. VTubers themselves are usually, just to be completely honest, naive young women who really don't know how the world works too much, who have been instilled the fear of God in them, to where they're essentially just like puppets for like these corporations. They are. And I really hate to say that, but these girls, they're naive. They don't know what's best for them. They really don't. They just listen to whoever's at the top of these corporations because they think they'll treat them well. But in reality, they're used to essentially fulfill agendas by these corporations or promote their ideologies to their fans. And they don't really have any idea of what it is that they're doing is wrong. Because in the VTuber community, when you talk about drama, when you talk about corporations, when you talk about finances, it's frowned upon. So usually all the conversations and collabs are like sunshine and rainbows. And to give you an example of this, how many times have you seen a group of VTubers in a call talking about the stuff behind the scenes corporations and how things are going with their sponsors and drama on what's going on in the VTubing space actively, when no one else is doing that? It doesn't happen. It really doesn't happen. Because when that does happen, they're immediately excommunicated. The only time they can do it is when it's trendy. The Cinder drama, the Vshojo drama. I can name more if you want. But that's when they know, okay, I'm safe now, I can talk about it. But the problem with the VTubing space is no one's allowed to say anything without fear of being excommunicated unless they know, okay, now is the time to talk about it. But the naiveness of the VTubing space is honestly its biggest threat to itself, is that nobody really knows what they're allowed to do.
So it's her situation that she can speak on. I'll just echo some of the stuff that she said in her video, but she posted a video on YouTube on it if you want to see. She feels very misled on a lot of things and has been misled. I will add, I've felt this way as well. Absolutely. I did also see a lot of writing on the wall of a lot of things, but until I felt I had
weird how this was not exploded yet. It's so obvious the corpos exploit them. Yeah, but Bagel, you have to understand, you've seen how it was when I've tried to talk about this 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 9 months ago, 15 months ago. Every single time I tried to talk about this, I was told I was being a grifter and that I was just lying. Like, you've seen what happens when people try to talk about this is because the VTuber orgs have gotten the girls to promote their agendas, which has brainwashed the people who watch them. And that's why they do this, right? The VTuber corpos have used the girls to promote their agendas, which have brainwashed the masses who watch them. And that's why people can't talk about this. Yes, if you talk about this, you become the target. Absolutely.
I didn't want to move on anything, obviously.
And listen, I can teach you things, but I can't make you understand them. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And if people aren't willing to listen and be educated, then there's not really anything you can do. I can continue banging my head against the wall, but now we're finally in the point where people are open to listening.
And then over time, I found
Amma just left now too. Guys, the worst is yet to come.
out that certain things were in fact true. And I went, oh no, and decided to leave. All right. So
why don't they always come out in numbers?
Every decision gets made.
They usually do,
really good
but it's
reasons. And I
hard to
know
get those people to do it
initially
together
made
because
a
it's
video
scary.
saying I was leaving, and I tried to say really hard, really clearly, hey, this is just a small piece of what I can talk about. There are other reasons, but these are just the things I can say. I absolutely meant it when I said there's other stuff, other reasoning that I can't say. And that is, you know, this is some of it. This is some. Again, the word some. This is some of it. So I just feel really relieved because it's not stuff that I could say. The TLDR for some of the stuff that Nas revealed today, that is stuff that I've been absolutely disgusted by for some time. She is owed a significant amount of funds that she hasn't been paid. Okay, this is what she's revealing. I'm not going to talk about anyone else's situations. I'm just going to say this because this is what she's already said, and I don't want to out anything that I can't out, you know? But she's owed a significant amount of money. The IDF, the charity, the Immune Deficiency Foundation, that she always works with, and that I say we because we all did, plus her especially, however, her being the number one, have always fundraised for. There's a lot of funds that were held on her behalf for events that she did that she found out were not paid. The IDF is currently owed over $500,000.
Can you imagine scamming the Immune Deficiency Foundation, a foundation that directly supports your top VTuber with a condition they suffer from, and you withhold the funds to that charity that helps support those in need when your top VTuber is the one who's in need? Guys, this is cartoon level supervillain shit.
That should have been paid to them. That wasn't. And I didn't know that. And she didn't know that. None, I don't think any of us knew that until recently. So I can't begin to describe how that feels, knowing that we've tried. I mean, charity was always a really big thing for us. And I say us because, yes, it's about all of us, but I feel like this is really especially about Mouse, you know? But I can't begin to tell you how it feels to be like, yeah, this is like our thing. We love doing this. And then to find out that I had no idea. No fucking clue. And I mean,
how did they think this would not come out? How dumb are they? Well, because they were using NDAs to silence all of their talent. But you know what's great, guys? Do you know what happens when the company dissolves? The NDAs are going to dissolve too. Oh, just wait, guys. It's gonna get worse. I look forward to anybody who worked with Vshojo trying to get a job after this.
It's insane. It's insane. And I really don't have words for it. I really don't even know what to say about it. It's something that's so incredibly personal as well. Like, I'll speak from my perspective. One of my best friends, one of the people I care about the most in this world, is someone who has a horrific medical condition that she really can't do anything about, and has dedicated so much of her life, all of her time, toward making sure that she can fundraise for a foundation that tries to maybe find answers, that tries to maybe support people in whatever way they can, right? This is a big deal to a lot of us.
Absolutely.
Her especially.
Yep.
Okay? And then finding out that a large amount of the money that our community gave to, with the knowledge apparently that it was going to go to this foundation because it's for charity. Finding out that that was not, then not all of it, some, a big, but a really big sum, was not given to that charity is absolutely fucking insane.
Oh, it's fucking putrid.
And I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what to do, right? What can you even do about that? That's crazy. And I wish I could say like more, but I don't even have words.
What you can do is express your outrage. What you can do is every chat that you're in, express how much this pisses you the fuck off. What you can do is every social media message, you can leave a comment and say how fucking disgusting this is. Because people who are afraid to talk and people who are afraid to type are the ones who are going to let people like this get away with this shit. So, I mean, even using an emote in somebody's chat of like fucking Peepo Riot or like this is bullshit, you know what I mean? Like all of those help to make sure that the people who are involved know that you are on their side and fuck these people who have wronged you. It's really that easy.
I don't even have words on it. And it's one of those things that if I knew there was some sort of issue, maybe I could have done something.
Yep.
Right? Like maybe we
hard to
could
know.
have worked on it, but
it's hard to know what you don't
just
know.
Thought it was,
and you shouldn't guilt yourself.
Thought it was paid. You know? So I don't even
yeah, or donate to the IDF
know.
Directly as well.
I'm not going to point any specific fingers. Something I ask is that you don't point specific fingers at specific people if they're not being directly mentioned or anything like that. All we can do is address it as, you know, the company as a whole or anything like that, you know? But, yeah, that's, I just want to say that much. Like, there you go. But, you know, I'll just say, like, there's a reason that when I left, I was like, I'm going to miss my manager, right? And I love my members. Like, there's a reason.
You're right. It's falling apart. As of today, I will be terminating my contract with Vshojo effective immediately. And I will be returning to being an independent VTuber and content creator. Nothing about my content will change. I was an indie for 18 years before signing with Ex-Vshojo, and I retained my IP. My love goes out to the talents. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for your continued support as we look towards the future. Good. Another one announced their departure. How old is Amelie? 58 million years old.
Okay, that's really what it is. I just, yeah, it's a big bomb. There's more that needs to be given time before she can say.
You know what's crazy? Just like an observation I noticed. When Bebe, Silvervale, and Yanners all left at the same time, they didn't really say nothing. Did y'all notice that they didn't really say nothing? Now I wonder why that is. Why'd they leave, guys? I have a prediction. Maybe we're going to find out soon. And guys, that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler.
More before we can say more. There might be some things that I don't know if we'll get to speak on. I really don't know. I really don't know. And everything is unfolding. And you know, if anyone has seemed a little busy from our group, if anyone has seemed a little, you know, they're not streaming a little bit as much or something like that, just know that there's reasoning for that and they may not be able to talk about it, you know? But yeah, it's rough. It's rough. I don't know. I don't want to assume anyone's capable of such things.
Donate to the IDF, guys.
Me neither. This all has been really like so incredibly shocking to find out, and it sucks because each time I find out a new thing relating to this or similar, I'm like not even surprised anymore.
Yep.
Like it's shocking, yet I could picture it, which is horrible. The fact that I can picture that is horrible, you know. So I'm just, yeah. Yeah, I would like to say more. I just don't want to say anything outside of what she said here. Legally, you know, people could get themselves in weird situations.
Yep.
Depending on what they say.
That's the biggest fear. That's the biggest fear.
So I think the best a lot of us are going to be able to do is just echo things that are already said, and that's kind of it, you know. I would love to. I would love to, man. I really would, but I have to be careful.
What this is going to showcase to everybody is that when there's this many NDAs on this many people over so many different things doesn't particularly look too good now, does it? Doesn't particularly look very cool. Do you see this IDF post? Let's say, well, this was unexpected. Nope, it was very expected. This is the power of VTubers, baby. $10,000 goal, $344,000 raised. Yep, we're gonna get to that $500,000, boys. We're gonna get to that $500,000 100%.
Obviously.
And then they're gonna get the other $500,000.
But yeah, as of right now, Mouse is independent as well. And I'm relieved. Like I said when I started talking about this, I'm really relieved. I am, because this is stuff that I was like, I sure wish I could say this, but, you know, not really the person to do it, for sure. I'm relieved because I would love to sit here. This whole time I've been thinking for months, like I would love to sit here and just be like, yep, that happened. But what can you do? What can you do? And we're still figuring out a lot about the situation. So please don't bother anyone asking for details, because there's a lot that is not fully sorted out yet, you know?
I mean this genuinely. Feel free to bother me. Yeah, I would highly recommend not asking the VTubers. You're more than welcome to ask me, because they can't do shit to me. That's why they hate me. So if y'all got any questions, I'll answer them to the best of my ability, as long as it doesn't come at the detriment to anybody else. But yeah, feel free to bother me. I live for this shit, bro. I do. Dude, guys, you gotta understand. My entire purpose for well over just 6 years on this platform has been to destroy as many corporations as possible. I love this shit. I fucking hate them. They're all rat fucking bastards. They're all pieces of shit. And everybody acts like, oh, this one's different. Shut the fuck up. Jesus. Madara left too? Yep. Must have been a coincidence, guys. Must have been a coincidence.
It's tough. It's tough. I don't know. I just feel bad for her because, like, her main thing was putting trust into people to help her, and getting promised up and down, yeah.
Can you at least confirm or deny whether Silver or Nanners have told you specifics? I don't know. Why would they tell me anything? I'm just a guy. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything. Anyways.
Yeah, we're here to help you, and we want to do things for you, and we want to work together, etc. And then having a situation like this happen, it's not just the charity money. She herself as well is owed a ton of money just on her own end. Not even related to that, To find out that all of this is happening.
Can we get robot ninjas again?
It's really tough for her. It's tough for all of us, but
maybe.
It's really tough for her. Besides her, yes, she also mentions, there's a lot of other stuff that's going on that is just, we're figuring out. And, we'll see how it all pans out.
Can you see how uncomfortable she is when she has to talk about this? This is how scary it is to be a VTuber, to talk against the corporation that have overall attempted to encroach on the entire space for years to come. I mean, you can't talk about VTubers without talking about Vshojo. Like, that is what VTubers are. I would like to say everybody in YouTube always puts their ones to the sky when I do it, and Kick and Twitch chat, y'all aren't doing that. So I want to let you know that YouTube chat is fucking mogging the fuck out of y'all right now. Anyways.
That's all. Am I owed any money? I can't talk too much on anything other than, look, anyone who hasn't gotten their legal situation figured out is still figuring stuff out.
Let me tell you this. And I'm going to explain to you some legal jargon here. If she had gotten paid, she could have said, yes, I was paid. If she wasn't paid, she wouldn't be allowed to speak on it. So guys, she wasn't allowed to speak on it. So what do you think her answer is? Do you think there's a contract preventing her from saying the word yes? No, there is not a contract that would do that. So obviously, she has also not been paid.
Okay. I'm not going to make any crazy claims of anything. For me, I've talked a bit on stream about what I can say.
You just have to
I've
read
done
between the
everything I
lines.
can to make sure I end up in the best position possible, I guess.
Yep.
There will absolutely be some things that just won't work out the way I want or the way I'd like. There will absolutely be things that I will do instead. I'll tell you right now, like, one of the reasons I've mentioned the merch several times is because I've thought about, like, well, no matter what happens, maybe I can at least, like, send a truck and pick up stock that I had or something, you know? Right? Like, maybe I could do that. I don't know. But, you know, I'm still figuring stuff out.
But an NDA doesn't prevent talking about crimes? Okay, so let me break this down for you. So an NDA can't be used to silence someone of a actual provable crime. Like, if you rape someone, you can't NDA them and say, you can't talk about it. That's not a thing you can do. However, if you haven't paid someone on time, you can NDA them. And the reason why that is because it's not a crime yet, right? There's a limitation to where it becomes a class action lawsuit. So being a lackadaisical employer who hasn't paid your employees yet, but you've stated the intent to do so, isn't a crime yet, right? So there are certain very shady things, very bad things that can be NDA'd. Hopefully that makes sense, right?
I'm still figuring stuff out. I don't know exactly about her scenario. I think she's probably still figuring stuff out based off of my situation, but I don't know. Other people are still figuring stuff out, you know, and it'll be hard for us to say anything specific, anything exact, anything definitive, anything like
so much legal mindset videos making you a lawyer now, Techie. No, the thing that's made me a lawyer is having angry ex-girlfriends.
that without having everything like fully closed out legally and financially and all of that, you know? So I will say, like, people will want to know things.
Yeah, when your ex-girlfriends have the if I can't have you, nobody can mindset, it's been pretty rough the past couple of years, guys.
Want to know specifics, but like we ourselves don't have things in a spot that's good enough where we can like even talk about it, you know? So yeah, here we are. Speculation's a bad idea right now too. Yeah, I know 100% people are going to start saying things like, oh, they're probably owed all this, owed all that, blah, blah, blah. They're going to go crazy, making assumptions, whatever. And like I said, can't say anything definitive on anything. All we can say for sure is what she said on the charity funds. And any of us who have been saying like, yeah, we're still trying to figure stuff out. You know, we're still like trying to figure out what happens to everything, right?
Here's the thing. I understand that you wanting to remove assumptions is like the noble thing. This is an example, a real-time live example. And I wish Giga wouldn't have said that. And the reason why that is because essentially she just had Vshojo's back by saying, guys, don't make assumptions. That is really bad to say when someone who has scammed a charity organization of $500,000, now you're telling people to be reasonable. You don't want reasonability right now. You want action. You want pressure. You want to be able to weaponize these people to get the justice you deserve. However, this is an example of a VTuber showcasing their naive nature, which is very unfortunate. Giga is very well spoken. But she really shouldn't have had the company's back and quelled the angry mob with that statement. This was a misplay. Because when you lead people to make assumptions, this is going to make people give answers. And you do want an angry mob right now. You really do want an angry mob. So this was, in League of Legends terms, this is Giga blowing her flash on the start of a match. This is, in Fortnite terms, canceling your chug jug 0.2 seconds before you get full bars and full shield. This is, in Genshin Impact terms, deleting a 50 CCV artifact piece. You don't do that. Yeah, right? Like, Vshojo deserves all the shit they get. They deserve all the assumptions they get when they scammed $500,000 from charity. And that's not even the worst thing they've done so far. Because right now we've only talked about financial issues. There's worse issues.
That's been talked about.
In Uma Musume terms, this was a late start. In Uma Musume. Yeah.
But that's really like kind of where it ends on what we could say right now at this moment, you know? So, yeah. I don't know. I wish I could say more, but here I am. Here I am. It's been rough, so I
This is
really
why
gotta
I'm here to
ask from you
translate.
guys is to just understand, you know, because a lot of people have been sitting around and like not saying much when leaving, or you know, we're just in a weird spot. We're in a weird spot. So, yeah. But yeah, I wanted to make mention of that. Anything she said in her video is what she said. That's it. Okay, and hopefully we'll be able to speak more on some other things, but you know, it is what it is. I don't know. I think it was always tough for her because she's always been in this spot where like she's one of the largest talents, and
The largest talent. She's one of the largest and most successful creators of all time, and her fan base is rabid. And I wish Mouse would just say, "Get him," because you do not want to fuck with Mouse's fan base. They will do anything for that chick, but she's too noble. Anyways, I'm not. I get down there in the streets, bro. I'll brawl with the worst of them.
whatever she does really affects a lot of people, and I've always felt like you shouldn't have to consider that, to consider your own situation and what's right for you.
Yep.
Does it suck if someone else is affected by your
Just
decision?
in case on stream, yes.
Yeah. Is that your fault? Should you throw away what you want to do for that? No. You know.
That is the other thing that really sucks about orgs is that if one member is in hot water, people go for corporation heads and they go for every other member. And that's why I feel eventually we will get to a point where organizations just aren't possible because of cancel culture. It's horrible. I mean, guys, every single time Miz got in shit, everybody else in OTK suffered. Every time Asmon got in shit, everybody else in OTK suffered. Every time I got in shit, everybody else in OTK suffered. Every single time Emmy got in shit, everybody else in OTK suffered. Like, Jesus. The cancel mob worked so well. And you definitely saw that during OTK's top streamer. Because when they're doing events and big corpos are involved backing it, any misstep, you're gone. Any misstep, whether it's real or fake, they don't care. You're gone. Corpos do not take chances. It's bad, bro. It's bad.
So I'm just glad she's just doing what she needs to do for her.
Emiru never got canceled. Yeah, because she's a woman. Guys, I'm sorry. That's just how it goes. If the thing that people were accusing Emmy of were to happen to any of the other male members, they would have lost their career immediately. Thankfully, here's the reality. What Emmy was accused of was bullshit. Immediately proven bullshit. But even allegations that I've been accused of were immediately disproved, and I'm still hearing about them. 2 years later, I'm still hearing about them. Same thing with Asmon. And to some degree, and I'm going to have his back a little bit, even Miz. A lot of the things that Miz has been accused of were immediately disproven, and he's still getting shit for them. Yeah, so you remember when you told me that I have this whole thing where I talk shit about people? No, brother, I only talk truths. It's the reality, man. You can lie about a man on the internet and take away everything from him.
I've always been an advocate of that. You know? So while it is like a difficult thing to talk about, it is a difficult situation.
No, I will admit, I mean, Miz would go on his stream and call me a pedophile, so honestly, do I feel bad for him? No, absolutely not. I mean, that fucked me over for years. That fucked me over for years. But I at least like keeping the record straight. Let's keep going here.
It's very, for me, from my perspective, relieving that at least something can get talked about. But again, yeah, support all of the talents. Support everyone. Every member, current, former, doesn't matter. Love everyone. And, you know, whatever they're dealing with, they probably won't be able to tell you much or anything at all. Or
wait, he did that? Oh yeah, it was during his Japan stream, and he told his entire community of 40,000 people watching that I was attracted to questionably aged young girls. Yep, and I've been called a pedophile ever since. It's been great. Thanks, Mizzy Wizzy. It's been a lot of fun. Been so good.
Whatever. So just don't bother them about it. They'll say what they can, and I promise people want to. No one wants to be in a situation where they can't say much when it's about something like this, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. All I will say is, in the future, if anyone is running an event like that, they're doing it like a charity sort of thing or whatever, please support it. Please support it. I don't know, like, this is something that has made us worried because we're like, we only ever want to do this kind of stuff properly, right? And to know that out of our sight, out of our knowledge that something was done incorrectly, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, there you go. There you go. Spread correct information and that's it. Internet going crazy. Are they?
As a
Are
Gen
they?
Z, I got to say
A little
been
bit.
huge inspiration for me lately.
thank
Your
you.
energy
They're
and streams
going
pushed me
they're
to
going a
start
little bit
chasing
crazy.
my
I don't know.
own
It's been kind of quiet on social media the past 48 hours. What do you guys
should.
think?
So I almost feel like the leaving of any other somewhat softened the blow of this. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't asked Mouse directly about this, but I hope that like me choosing to leave, I was the first one who sat there and said, I'm choosing to go. And I hope that that made that easier for anyone who felt like maybe they couldn't just make their own decision to do that. And I think she talked about it in her video bit, but
I'm going to be real, and I think we can call it there. I think the thing that's really, this whole disaster could have been avoided if when Nanners, Silvervale, and Vebe announced their departure, more people would have followed suit. I understand that they were afraid, but it was fucked back then, and it's even worse now. And I'm hoping now this gives everyone the confidence to leave these orgs that are holding them back and free them from the shackles that bind them. Zen just blasted the Vshojo CEO on X a few minutes ago. Someone who worked with Vshojo is giving out info. What the fuck? Are we so fucking serious? The gun run. Dude, what absolute the fuck? I wasn't aware of this, and I am assuming the others weren't either. Did you know? Edit reading. It was JP's side, and it's so fucked, dude. It still stands. I personally don't know. Even what happened behind the scenes on EN, I just followed so blindly, leading Vshojo. I think it's all cool, man. Fuck me for being stupid. Yep. The girls are realizing. They are. It's even worse behind the scenes, and it's going to continue to get worse, guys. BJ's left today as well. Yeah, we just watched this.
So let's
Obsessed with that fucking model, by the way. It's going to get worse, guys. It's going to get worse.